Welcome back. It's the second episode of the worst show ever, hosted by Josh and Enoch, better known as Muslim and Dr. Clyde.
Yeah.
And I apologize for the last episode. I have my computer sitting on top of this cable box, and when it's on, it makes all kinds of noises, and I couldn't really hear over Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
But since the computer's on top of it, it's I watched the thing on YouTube and it was annoying as hell. So this one will be different, and this might be the last time we have the camera here. We might move on an actual camera, or instead of a computer or something. We'll figure out something different. But sorry about last episode. This episode, talking about video games again. This time the Nintendo's Wii U. The news is that it's a failure. That people have been really pissed off because Nintendo's sticking with their guns. Is what they did with their GameCube. People said the GameCube sucked, or I don't remember. I was a kid, but the GameCube was obviously sold a lot less than the Xbox or the PS2, and that's what they did there. They stuck with their guns.
Yeah.
I think the only time they didn't stick with their guns was when the system actually sucked. The Virtual Boy. I don't know if you ever played it. It was this thing where you stuck your head into, and then you played like a 3D game, but it hurt your eyes after extended play.
I wouldn't try that.
It would give you a headache. But so what do you think of the Wii U? Is it? It's different. Obviously.
Yeah. The controls are different. I like the little pad.
Yeah, the gamepad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gamepad is way different. I mean, sometimes I have a difficult time playing old imported games like Super Mario World on it because it plays different than the controller.
Yeah, the screen is different. The controls are different.
And but
It's too big.
It works.
Yeah, it works. But
I think it's nice. I mean, if it was smaller, you might as well just have a 3DS.
yeah.
So so what do you think? Do you think the Wii U is a good system?
For some games, yes, but mostly no.
Well, for like games
Well,
obviously made for like Super Mario 3D World and
Yeah, like that,
that's
or-
made for the gamepad and whatnot.
Yeah, instead of like shooting games because it's so small of a screen, or
I play Call of Duty with it. I actually like having two different screens, but it,
the screen's a little small for your little self, and
uh,
if you're sharing someone else, it's alright. But if
Yeah.
you have your own little screen and you don't like the little screen, and one player's on that one,
I don't have a problem with the little screen. I got a 3DS,
which is smaller, yeah.
It is smaller. I don't. I won't. I haven't got a shooting game for it yet. I've been thinking about it, but the only thing I found was a deer hunting game. Maybe if they have like Doom or something. I try to get Doom for every system I got for some reason. I just love the game that much. I even got. You see, I got it on my iPhone, which is smaller than this. So you play shooting games on your iPhone, the Deer Hunter one.
Yeah.
But
It's a pretty cool game.
so what what do you think of some of the games for the 3DS? Briefly, like the best one last year was Super Mario 3D World, according to our votes so far on the Misfit forum.
The 3DS.
No, 3D World.
Oh.
The one where we're cats. No?
Oh. It would be cool if there was like different animals, or
I kind of don't like jumping into the cat bandwagon because of people like Chris.
yeah, or maybe like Bob.
Does Bob like cats?
No,
Oh, well, I don't know.
I mean he liked it in the games, but I don't know if you like cats or.
I think you know it did get a little bit difficult at some points with some of the bosses, but it was pretty easy the way through. But a good thing about that is that you didn't have to worry about teaching Bob how to do anything.
Yeah.
Bob's his little nephew.
He's about 7 years old.
And so, um, other games that we played on there, like we played virtual games like virtual console. I mean, it's old games like Super Mario 3D World, and Bob and I played Donkey Kong. And I that's one of the reasons I actually bought the first Wii so I can download those games. And but another, see, I don't think we played that much, but those ones I know we played the Cave.
Yeah, the cave is pretty cool, but when there's like 3 players, it's kind of difficult because they're all trying to move at the same time. And when
You know, we were playing with Bob, and you have to have someone who's on the same page, but is not really gonna complain about
Yeah.
getting lost. Um,
but it takes for all for him to catch up and whatnot.
so the Wii U playing it has been a great experience for you, or what?
It's pretty cool, yeah. It's pretty good experience.
You know, I love the Wii U. The only problem is that there's no third party support. That I mean, Ubisoft, whatever the heck they're called, they made Zombie U, and they came out with some other games, and Watch Dogs I got pre-ordered for this year.
That's cool.
Yeah, they got good games coming out, and Nintendo is always usually is bringing the A game.
Yeah.
But the problem is that there's no third party support. We're missing out on the. Yeah, it's understandable that we're missing out on the Mass Effects, the Tomb Raiders, because those games. I know that we all know that the Wii U is basically last generation console with how powerful it is.
Yeah.
Underpowered, you know. The only reason it costs so much is the gamepad. Apparently, I read somewhere that adds $100 to the system.
It really does.
Yeah, the gamepad adds $100 to the system. So if it wasn't there, I think it would have been like half the cost of a Xbox One or PS4.
Yeah.
So innovation is, you know, some people have been saying that Nintendo should get rid of the gamepad, but what would be the point of having a Wii U? Then I mean, I guess it would be a cheap last generation console with new games, but you know, I do like this thing, and I think it's worth it. You know, one thing I always like that is doing something different. You know, I mean, being the same is boring.
Yeah.
I mean, the last generation of gaming, was there any reason to have a 360 over a PS3? I mean, they had a lot of the same games near the like last year and the year before, and the only thing different on the Xbox was Gears of War and Halo, and PS3 had Uncharted and I'm not a PlayStation guy. They had Infamous, which Jay talks about. So, other than like a handful of games, there was no reason to have one console over the other, was there?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? The Wii actually had to have different titles because it was underpowered and whatnot. And you know, Nintendo has a Zelda, Mario Party deal.
The classics.
You
The
know.
old.
That's another complaint actually about the Wii U is that Nintendo is not making different characters, different games. Maybe I should say they're not coming out with something different. That's making some people. I'm a little bit disappointed, but they say they're gonna do something different, and they've been making the defense that Nintendo Dogs for 3DS was the new franchise. You know.
Yeah.
That's
I see what you mean.
That's not something that I'm into. Kiddie games. I mean, I can like kiddie games like that they can play like Zelda and stuff with, you know, I think people been complaining that they should bring like uh, F-Zero back or
Yeah.
Star Fox, but we been there and done that, and you could, it's they should definitely try something new.
Yeah, it's something very different and something a little harder maybe.
Yeah, and you could, you can't say that about the Xbox and PS3 and PlayStation games because they got a lot of third-party support, but Microsoft is sticking to Halo and well, Gears of War, and if it was just Microsoft making the titles for the Xbox, you'd see a lot of the same stuff. I assume anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not really digging into this stuff and trying to figure out who made what. So, um, so do you think they've been saying? Some crazy people have been saying Nintendo should just give up on the 3DS and the Wii U and just make phone games. And,
Well, if they gave up on these two, they might lose production.
it's Nintendo has plenty of money. People, you won't get the reference, but Nintendo apparently, I just read on IGN they got $20 billion. You don't have to worry about Nintendo going bankrupt anytime soon. Making phone games apparently they don't sell that well unless it's a certain game that everyone's hyped up about.
Yeah.
What Nintendo should do is bring phone games like they have been just more aggressively to the Wii U, and that might add
Yeah.
something. But
People, I think they'll start buying those and start buying more phone games. They should try something different.
But so I I think they should continue with the. I think they should continue to stick with the guns with the Wii U, and I think I'll admit that marketing has been a disaster. It's an underpowered console, but I don't have too much of a problem with that. I probably might probably get an Xbox One so I can play Mass Effect 4 whenever that comes out, or whatever it's gonna be called. It's not gonna be called 4, I guess, and whatever Tomb Raider sequel there's gonna be. But do you think they should keep making the Wii U?
The Wii U?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I just said that. I think they should continue to stick to the guns.
Well, the Wii U, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think they should.
Yeah, and when you buy a new console, you expect it to last for a while. And imagine if they said, "Oh, we're gonna make something different right now." You guys are right, and we're just gonna. It sucks. We're gonna make something different, and I mean, people would be pissed off if they stopped supporting the Wii U. The guys who actually bought the darn thing.
I don't know.
I mean, it was like I think $250 or $300 to get the first time, and then like 2-3 years later, they come up with something else, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's just the console. You invest games into it, download stuff, and Nintendo doesn't. The games I bought for the Wii didn't transfer to the Wii U, so that that would suck and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think it would be a dumb idea to not continue.
Yeah.
So was there anything else we wanted to talk about with the Wii U? There's there's the Mii's.
I don't know.
He doesn't play Wii U that much. He's a well, you're a 360 guy, aren't you?
Yeah. I am a 360 guy, and I like the controls and how the...
No, if I could turn my console around, my computer around, what I have on my little thing here is I got my, where my computer is, I have to take my Wii U off of my Super Nintendo off my cable box, and I got my Nintendo Entertainment System right under that, and at the bottom is my Nintendo 64. So I'm a Nintendo guy. I got my Wii U actually in a box somewhere because my my Wii and my Wii U can play all those games, so there's no reason to have it out there. And I don't have any GameCube games to actually play. I skipped out on the GameCube and I got a PS2 instead because of Grand Theft Auto. So
Nintendo's a good game.
they're a good gaming company, and I don't think I think people were thinking, oh, Nintendo's being arrogant and by not just throwing a Wii U into the garbage and going to mobile games. you know, it'll be like it'd be like if you have a boat, you got a leak in there, and you just try fix it or something. And if you can fix it, that's great. It'll be like someone yelling at you, "Oh, how arrogant of you! You think you're gonna, you think you're gonna save your sinking ship?" Oh my, how silly this is! All right, we got 16 minutes. So yeah, we do think Nintendo has a fine console. It's not the most powerful thing, and maybe it won't even have the best games. Maybe it will. It's not all about graphics and whatnot. Uh, you know, I'm, the Xbox and the PlayStation's never gonna have Zelda or the Mario games. So that's something, and they're always gonna have different titles, more different than what the other systems have. I mean, as far as we know, maybe the same thing will happen like last time, and near the end of their lives, they're just gonna have all the same titles except what's exclusive to Microsoft and Sony.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching, and thanks for watching Tiffany from Australia. Shout out from XWA for XW guys. Maybe we all talk about wrestling one time, but not now. We gotta go. Bye. 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 Bye.